Take a listen at the Malian transitional President Colonel Assimi Goita deliver his speech at the High-Level Governance Conference during the 9th Summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation in Beijing, in a roundtable organized on September 6, 2024. It's a speech in which for the first time since the July 25 to July 27, 2024 Tinzawaten attack that left dozens of Wagner and Malian soldiers dead, he publicly speaks on the matter and condemns Ukraine's involvement, but goes ahead to assure the world that the Confederation of the Alliance of Sahel States is a reality and it's here to stay. At the beginning of my speech, I would like to pay tribute to His Excellency Mr. Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, as well as to the Chinese government and people, for the warm welcome and the marks of consideration we have received since our arrival in the People's Republic of China. I would also like to express the gratitude of the Malian delegation for the kind invitation extended to us by Their Excellency, the co-chairs of the 9th China-Africa Cooperation Forum, and it is an honor for us to participate in this major meeting that symbolizes the strength of relations between Africa and the people of China. Relations that continue to strengthen in an international context marked by multifaceted challenges. Mali firmly affirms its commitment to deepening cooperation ties with the People's Republic of China, and its relations between our two nations are based on the immutable principles of mutual respect, equality, and mutual benefits. We particularly welcome the sincerity and stability of these links, based on respect for each other's sovereignty and non-interference in internal affairs. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the values shared by Mali and China, particularly in terms of respect for sovereignty and human rights, constitute the foundation of the theme that brings us together today, namely the strengthening of exchanges of experience in governance. True governance can only be achieved in a framework where the authorities and the people fully exercise their sovereignty without external interference. It is in this spirit of national responsibility that governance in Mali is guided by three principles now enshrined in our constitution. Namely, respect for the sovereignty of the state, respect for the sovereign choices of the people, and defense of the interests of the people. For a long time, under the pretext of promoting good governance, our states have been subjected to dictates by imperialist powers, thus facilitating the unrestrained exploitation of our resources. These practices have fueled inequalities and paved the way for underdevelopment while strengthening external interests to the detriment of our peoples. Today, as we face security and economic challenges imposed from outside, Mali expresses its deep gratitude to its sincere partners, including the Chinese people whose state provides crucial support in our fight against terrorism and its state accomplices. The recent events in Tinzawaten in northern Mali unfortunately illustrate how international terrorism is cynically maintained or even encouraged by neo-colonial forces seeking to perpetuate domination in new forms. The Confederation of Sahel States, established on July 6, 2024 in Niamey in the Republic of Niger, constitutes a bold and coordinated response from Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger to the security challenges and development requirements that weigh on our vision. This strategic alliance that I have the honor of chairing for its first term is real and is part of a Pan-African vision and determined to defend and promote the common beings of our nations. It demonstrates our collective determination to build a security architecture that is within reach of threats in our space, and the AES is a fundamental condition for the development and flourishing of our peoples. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, let us now address the second element of the theme of our high-level conference. I am pleased to share with you the experience and good practices observed by Mali in the context of the paths of modernization. And this modernization is the natural and positive consequence of reforms when they are carried out taking into account, as is the case in Mali, respect for the sovereignty of the vital needs and interests of the populations we serve. This is how important measures have been taken in various areas of public life, including electoral political governance with the revision of the electoral law to adapt voting mechanisms to the realities and needs of the area. The reform of governance also aims to improve economic governance, which has involved the rereading of texts relating to extractive industries with a view to better management of our natural resource for the development of our countries and well-being, and even the well-being of our populations. In another area, in order to bring our public administration closer to users, I decided to launch a vast program of digitalization of public administration, by favoring transparency in procedures, the reduction of courses, and above all prioritizing the rights of citizens. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, Mali is firmly convinced that the foundations of authentic governance rest on true independence, total sovereignty and full national ownership of the strategic levers of the nation's vision. And it is with this vision that courageous and profound reforms have been undertaken, thus responding to the legitimate aspirations expressed by the people during the national acids of the refoundation and the inter-Malian dialogue. The adoption of our new constitution during the historic referendum of June 18, 2023, widely supported by the population, symbolizes Mali's commitment to building a resilient modern state that listens to its people. These decisive reforms, which mark our deep desire to refound the state, were achieved thanks to the mobilization, thanks to the collective mobilization of Malians alongside the transitional authorities. This dynamic denotes an inclusive and sustainable approach if they make a broad national consensus in the refoundation processes. It should be remembered that the said reforms also rest on the reaffirmation of Mali's sovereignty supported by the unwavering commitment of our defense and security forces, and ensure total and effective control of the national territory. This essential security for stability and development helps create an environment conducive to the reconstruction and development of our nation. Mali is thus equipping itself with the necessary tools to meet current challenges and build a prosperous future for all its citizens. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by renewing the deep gratitude of the Malian people and government to the popular support of China for its unwavering support, particularly in the areas of stability, peace, security and development. Mali remains resolutely determined to deepen and strengthen its relations with China as well as with all partners and share the same values of respect for sovereignty and mutually beneficial cooperation. Long live the Sino-African population, long live the friendship between our peoples.